Oh my God. Welcome into the room with a special agenda. Yes, I'm wearing two glasses. Just ignore that. Um, Give me just a second. Oh my God. Okay. I'm so happy that things worked out and I didn't expect it to because I have a stream set up to use a webcam, which is that's the way I traditionally do it. But it didn't go like that today. We started late. I had a phone call from family that kind of prevented me from getting started earlier. It was important. Just things happen sometimes in life, and sometimes it gets hard. And that is what it is. That's for all of us. Day to day is different. Sometimes it's great, but we have to celebrate the things that we're winning at. And sometimes it starts out losing. Sometimes it is not going at all like you expect or hope, but it can still work out. With grace and prayer and reliance on our Heavenly Father, we can get through so many things. Um, the discussion today is something that a lot of people need and don't realize they need. Sometimes our family and friends don't see, our mates, our children don't see all that we're going through and how hard it is sometimes for things to go the way that we desire them to go, need them to go. Oftentimes people will label individuals as strong and then wonder, and this is going to be triggering for a lot of people, why people end up in a psych ward because they attempted to kill themselves or they did and were successful. The reason we're having this conversation is because this is Mental Health Week. Yesterday was support of Mental Health Day. A lot of times we don't see people. We see that they have a lot and they seem to still be smiling. And those individuals feel like if they complain or if they say anything, the people that uh, rely on them will resent them or be upset with them rather than see them. And sometimes the ones that you love will see you and they will see your circumstance and they'll see all that you go through and all that you have upon you. And then there are those who will see all that you have upon you and keep piling while they are continuing to make sure that nothing affects their life. They'll help to their ability while you're told to live with your knees. um, and one wants to help all the time as much as you can. Um, but oftentimes it's important that you see and look out for yourself. Because if you never respect and protect you, lots of people won't. You can tell them, hey, I can't drop you off at work today because my car's down. I don't have no gas. I have to borrow some gas money from somebody else. I just have enough to do this or that. I'd have to borrow a car and then borrow gas money to get you where you gotta go. But meanwhile, they could use alternate resources, but they will still look you dead in your face and say, so what time you coming? It's not that they don't see your need. They just know that you have habitually put your needs behind others. How many times have we known that we were sick? Some people have chronic health problems. You may have had a temporary illness that it may be over in a few days or a week, but you are struggling and you still put your needs and family's needs behind you to meet the needs of others. But if you need something, nobody has your back because they can't. It doesn't mean that they aren't interested. They just know that priority wise, they are going to put themselves first because it is about survival. It is about making sure that they're okay. And those people understood early that they are as important as you are. So if things are complicated or they have something that they need or want to do, they are not going to give you out of their reserve. If they don't have extra, they will not be doing extra for you. So for those individuals who constantly are putting others before themselves and for their family, their needs, their health, their mental well being, sometimes those individuals get upset without realizing that those individuals aren't necessarily doing anything wrong. You are. You are the reason you're angry because you're not deciding to protect yourself. You're not deciding to make the decision that they made, which is to make sure that your family was okay because they're going to protect themselves. It's your job to protect yourself. So when you find that you have friends and family that always seem to be strong and you would be miserable under their circumstances, check on them. Those are those people who do not know how to get out of the situation of constantly helping others and hoping that someone will see and recognize and decide to protect them from themselves. They will decide that they won't burden that individual with more while they take on less. And it's not that those individuals may not appreciate you. They may appreciate you to death, but that is the truth, to death. Till you die from not being able to protect yourself and get your health needs met. Knowing that you may need a surgery while everybody tells you to take care of your health, when are you going to do it while you're taking care of everybody else? And every time someone looks over, they're looking at the spare time that you have. They're not looking at you to benefit you, and you're not looking at you to benefit you. They're looking at you because they know that you are the kind person, the strong person, the supportive person. Well, who's going to look out for you? Nobody, because they don't care about you. They care about them. If you have friends that jokingly start to say stuff like they feel like walking into traffic or they feel like not waking up would be good, or they make macabre, dark jokes, it may not just be their sense of humor. That might be them literally letting you know what they're really under. Some of the funniest people, the most cheerful people, the most supportive people, the strongest people are generally the people that are suffering the most. Make sure that you check on the strong because the strong don't always survive. Make sure you check on your parents and your friends, and make sure that we can try to consider people and talk to them about not taking on more. And sometimes the not taking on more means not being greedy. Because some people will take. I ain't gonna give you nothing. I had a job once that was that way. I remember informing my managers that I had diabetes and it was type 1 and constantly having health issues and being sick on the job. And informing them that I needed to take my insulin, but I also need to take my blood sugar first and eat. It wouldn't take long. If you met me, you know I can make a pipe disappear before up here. But being told that because the other employees were overwhelmed and tired and in the weeds, they needed a smoke break, and I needed to get my section and their section. Instead of me being allowed to do what I needed to do so that I can remain healthy. And it started happening so frequently. And it turns out that the problem was I wasn't standing up to them, for myself. I could have said no, even if it was management. No, it wasn't like I liked them like that. I wanted to please them like that. It wasn't that I was afraid of them. I just didn't want to disappoint them or be considered someone who was not supportive, or sometimes the term that they use is that you were an employee that wasn't cooperative. They'd give you instructions, and rather than you say, no, this wouldn't be good for me, you allow them to do what they want to do at your own health expense. And I did that for years. I did not accept that I should have spoke up and said, no, I don't care what this means. I don't care that they don't get a smoke break. Why should they get a smoke break and I should be nearly ending my life slowly? You have to protect yourself. And sometimes that doesn't always go the way that we want. Sometimes it may be confrontational. Sometimes we're being softly bullied and we don't know. This person tells you this they need you to do this. And now y'all having a staring contest because they've decided that their life is way more important than yours and you don't have anything going on. And they don't care what it means for you. You have to decide that you are important too. We need to start carrying a mirror around so that we could look at ourselves, so that we could see what other people refuse to see. And not protecting yourself also means that your family is suffering because they're not going to be able to get the best parts of you. You're not giving yourself the best parts of you, you're giving it to others. Be kind to each other. Make sure you're not taking more than you give. And if you are surrounded by people or dealing with someone that's a taker, start to make notes for yourself of what it looks like to give to yourself. Kindness is key, but make sure you're kind to you too. You have a wonderful night. If you're having emotional issues, there's absolutely nothing wrong with making sure you reach out to a crisis center. And the number which you can reach out to, even if it's nothing but to someone to talk to, is 988. Have a wonderful night. Love each other. And if it doesn't feel like anyone sees you, start making yourself a priority so that you can see you. Have a great night.